My beloved child, lean in closely, for I must whisper something into your spirit that your natural eyes have not been able to perceive, something hidden beneath the surface of smiles, laughter, and ordinary conversations, because there is someone near you, someone woven into your life more deeply than you realize, who is carrying a silent battle within them, a battle so heavy it presses against their soul and body. Yet they have chosen not to reveal it to you, thinking they must carry it alone. And while you have assumed they are fine because they have learned to mask their pain, I see the truth. I see the nights they cry silently while the world believes they are strong. I see the thoughts that torment them when no one else is around. I see the weight they push through each day just to appear normal. And I am telling you now because I do not want you to overlook the unseen cries of their heart, for even though their illness, whether of the body, the mind, or the spirit, remains hidden, I hear their groans and I know the very depth of their suffering. You have thought at times, why do I feel this heaviness when they enter the room? Why does my spirit sense something more than what their words are saying? And that is me alerting you, my spirit pressing upon you the truth that something is not as it seems, that beneath their strength is weakness, beneath their composure is exhaustion, beneath their silence is a war being fought in secret, and though they believe no one notices, I have chosen to reveal it to you so that you may not only see but also stand as a vessel of my love in their life. Do not dismiss this, my child, for there is purpose in why I am opening your eyes now, for this silent illness they carry is not only physical but also spiritual in nature, rooted in wounds, lies, and fears that have lingered longer than they admit, and though medicine and rest may help their body, it is my healing presence that their soul truly longs for, a peace only I can give. And I have positioned you near them not by accident but by design, for I want you to carry encouragement where despair lingers, to speak life where their thoughts whisper death, to extend compassion in moments where they feel overlooked, because your words, your prayers, and your presence can be the very instrument I use to pull them out of the pit they have been silently sinking in. And yet, my child, I must warn you, do not grow frustrated when they do not easily confess or open up, for their silence has been their shield, a way they have survived until now. But know this, I am softening their heart, I am preparing the soil of their spirit, and when the moment comes, your gentle love and listening heart will become the doorway through which they finally let go of the burdens they have hidden. And when that happens, you will see not only their healing begin but also your own faith rise, because you will understand that I allowed you to see what others overlooked because I knew you would not turn away. My beloved, listen carefully, because what I am revealing to you now is not only to awaken your compassion but also to train your discernment, for you have been praying for me to use you, to place you in the path of those who need my light, and I have heard that prayer, and so I am allowing you to feel what others cannot feel, to sense what others cannot sense, because this person near you has been walking with a weight that threatens to crush them. Yet they smile because they do not want to be a burden, they show up because they fear being forgotten, they laugh because it keeps questions at bay, but I am showing you the cracks in their mask, the trembling behind their steady voice, the flicker of sadness behind their eyes, because I am preparing you to stand in the gap for them in a way no one else has, and you have felt this tug in your spirit, this unease in your heart when you see them. And you have wondered if it was just your imagination, but it has been me whispering to you, saying, look deeper, pray harder, stay closer. My child, this silent illness may not always look like sickness, it may look like overachievement, it may look like perfection, it may look like distance, it may look like anger, but under every mask is a soul crying out for relief. And I have chosen you to be one of the first to notice because I can trust you to respond with mercy, not judgment, with prayer, not gossip, with patience, not pressure. Do not take lightly the power of your presence. When you enter their space with my spirit inside you, you shift atmospheres, you bring comfort without even speaking, you become a living sign that I have not forgotten them, that they are not invisible. And this, my child, is how you participate in my healing work. Not by forcing them to speak before they are ready, but by creating a safe place for their soul to exhale. Even now, I am orchestrating moments where your paths will cross at just the right time, conversations where a single word from you will feel like a lifeline to them, small acts of kindness that will become seeds of hope in their heart, because I am leaving my rescue plan for them through your obedience. And when you obey the nudges I place on your heart, to call, to pray, to show up, you are answering the very prayers they have prayed in secret. They have said to me, God, if you are real, send someone. And I am saying to you, you are that someone. This is why I am training your spirit to be more sensitive, why I have allowed you to walk through your own seasons of hidden pain, because now you know what it feels like to smile while breaking inside, to appear strong while you were hurting, and from that place of understanding, you will be able to minister to them without judgment, without agenda, only with my love flowing through you. Remember, child, their healing will not always come instantly, but each time you obey me, you are breaking chains, you are weakening darkness, you are shifting their atmosphere from despair to hope, from hiding to freedom, and soon, what has been hidden will come into the light, not to shame them but to deliver them, and you will witness a transformation that will deepen your faith as much as theirs. My beloved child, lean in closely, for what I am about to unfold to you is not simply information, it is revelation, and if you carry it carefully, you will not only help the one who suffers silently near you, but you will also step into a greater understanding of how my spirit moves in unseen places, because the battle this person is facing is not just of the body but of the soul. Not just of the mind but of the spirit, and that is why it has gone unnoticed for so long, because the world is trained to see symptoms, but I have trained you to discern atmospheres, and that is why you have felt heaviness when they enter the room, that is why your spirit stirs when their name comes into your thoughts out of nowhere, that is why sometimes you even feel their pain like it were your own, because I am allowing you to carry a piece of their burden in prayer, so they do not collapse under the full weight of it. They think no one sees them, but I see, they think no one hears their midnight cries, but I have bottled every tear, and I have whispered to you in subtle ways so you would know that you are not imagining it, that you are not overthinking, it is real, it is spiritual, and it requires divine intervention, which I am now releasing, for the delay is over and the shift has begun. You must understand, my child, that not every illness has a name, not every affliction is visible, and not every struggle is physical, for sometimes the deepest wounds are in the soul, hidden behind strength, hidden behind responsibility, hidden behind smiles. But you, because of the oil I have poured upon your life, because of the seasons of hidden pain you yourself survived, are now able to sense what cannot be seen. And this sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a weapon, for when others dismiss, you discern, when others overlook, you intercede, when others walk away, you stay planted, and this is how I use you to shift destinies. Even now, I am stirring the atmosphere around this person, creating cracks in the walls they have built, softening the soil of their heart, sending dreams and signs to let them know that breakthrough is near, and I am positioning you to be one of the first witnesses of this unveiling. Pay attention, because in the coming days you will notice small changes, a vulnerability in their voice, an honesty in their words, a request for help where before there was silence. And this will not be by accident, this will be me opening the door for healing, and you must walk through it with patience, gentleness, and faith. Do not underestimate the power of listening, the power of presence, the power of prayer spoken even when they don't hear it, for these are the unseen weapons of heaven, and as you wield them faithfully, you are striking at the very roots of the illness that has bound them. The enemy has tried to convince them that they are alone, but every time you obey my prompting, every time you reach out, every time you intercede, you are proving the enemy a liar, and you are showing them my love in action. Soon, beloved, the silent illness that has stolen their strength will lose its grip, not because of medication alone, not because of human effort alone, but because my presence will rush in like light through a crack in the darkness, and you will see with your own eyes the weight lift, the chains break, and their countenance shift. And as this happens, something will also shift in you, because I am not only using you as a vessel of healing for them, I am using them as a mirror to show you that the very compassion, the very discernment, the very strength you thought was insignificant in you is actually the evidence of my spirit dwelling richly within you. And this realization will not only heal them but will elevate you into a new level of faith and authority in your own walk. My beloved, listen carefully, because what I am about to seal in your spirit will carry you forward with clarity, for the time has come to reveal that this silent illness you have sensed, this hidden pain that has lingered behind closed doors, is not meant to end in defeat but in deliverance, and I am not exposing it to you so you can live in worry but so you can stand as a warrior on their behalf, because your prayers, your faith, and your obedience will be the bridge between their despair and their breakthrough, and I tell you this so you will not underestimate the role I have given you in their story. Do not assume that silence means absence, for even when they do not open their mouth to confess their struggle, I have placed you near them as an intercessor, as a light in their darkness, and as a reminder that they are not alone. And in the days ahead I will give you glimpses of what I am healing. You will see the heaviness begin to lift, you will hear hope return to their voice, you will notice strength return to their steps. And you will know that heaven has intervened in a battle that hell thought it had already won. Child, I am using this situation not just to heal them but to sharpen you, for compassion is the key to your next level of calling, discernment is the foundation for your next level of anointing, and faithfulness in small, hidden assignments is what prepares you for greater public victories. And so while others may overlook the one who suffers silently, I have trusted you with eyes that see what others ignore and a heart that feels what others dismiss, because I knew you would not walk away. You would not judge, you would not condemn, but you would carry, you would pray, you would love, and that is what heaven calls victory. Do not be surprised, my child, when I turn this story into testimony, when the very one who almost collapsed under the weight of their silent illness begins to rise up and declare my goodness, when the very one who thought they were forgotten begins to shine with resilience and faith, because I will not only heal them but I will elevate them, and their story will encourage many who suffer quietly in the shadows, reminding them that I am the God who sees, the God who hears, and the God who heals. And you will be part of this testimony, for they will look at you and say, "You were there when no one else saw, you prayed when no one else knew, you loved me when I felt unworthy." And though they may never know the full extent of the spiritual battles you fought for them in secret, I will reward you openly, because nothing sown in tears goes unnoticed in my kingdom. Do not forget, beloved, that healing is not always instant, but every prayer you release is like water to the seed I planted, every act of love is like light shining upon the soil, and soon what was buried beneath years of silence will spring forth as life, as strength, as testimony, because I will not allow the enemy to win where you have stood faithfully on the wall in prayer. Hold on, for the chapter you are stepping into will not only reveal my power but will also reveal to you the depth of the assignment on your life. And when this story unfolds, you will finally understand that what you sensed was not a burden, it was a calling, what you felt was not weakness, it was intercession, and what you carried in prayer was not wasted, it was the very thing that invited heaven's hand to move. So lift up your head, my child, for your obedience has already shifted the atmosphere, and the silent illness that once tried to hide in the shadows will become a loud testimony of my glory, and in the end, both of you will walk away not broken but blessed, not defeated but delivered, not weakened but wiser, because I am the God who redeems what pain tried to destroy, and I declare this story will end in healing, restoration, and joy.